Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at equations with indices and surds. And this is great. It will allow us to practice our index laws. So let's solve this equation here. 5 to the power of x minus 1 plus 5 to the power of x plus 1 is equal to 130. So we're going to use some index laws here. Note that this first term here is the same as 5 to the power of x times 5 to the minus 1, because when we multiply bases, we add their indices. Similarly, this second term is 5 to the power of x times 5 to the power of 1. So I can rewrite this equation. 5 to the minus 1 is a fifth. So it's 1/5 times 5 to the x plus 5 times 5 to the x equals 130. Now, when we're solving equations, we really want x to be in only one spot. It makes our life so much easier. Now, I can do that here by factorizing. This term here and this term here have a common factor of 5 to the power of x. So what do I times by 5 to the power of x to get this first term? It's being times by a fifth. What do I times 5 to the x by to get this second term? It's being multiplied by positive 5. So now we can solve this equation much easier because x is in only one spot. So 1 over 5 plus 5 is just 26 over 5. You can use your calculator for that. So I've got to undo everything that's been done to x. I'm going to undo timesing by 26 over 5 by dividing by 26 over 5. And you can just put 130 times 5 over 26 in your calculator. I get 5 to the power of x is equal to 25, and we should be able to tell there that x equals 2. It's 5 squared that gives 25. All right, let's now look at an equation involving surds. So here we have x to the power of negative a third equals 9. Now these kind of equations come up a lot and people seem to have a lot of trouble, so that's why I thought we would go through this. So note that x to the power of negative 1/3 using our index laws is 1 over the cubed root of x. So what do I do now? Well, I want to get rid of this fraction. I'm going to multiply each side by the cube root of x. I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to undo timesing by 9 by dividing by 9. So I get 1 over 9 is equal to the cube root of x. So how do I undo cube root? Well, I cube it. So I can raise this side to the power of 3 as long as I raise this side to the power of 3. So cube root of x, if you cube it, you just get x. 1 over 9 to the power of 3, you get 1 over 729, and we are done. All right, let's now look at a more challenging question. So we're going to solve this equation here for x. 4 to the power of x times 9 to the power of x equals 6 to the power of x plus 4. Now, using our index laws, because these two have the same power, we can combine them into 36 to the power of x. That uses the rule that the power of the product is the same as the product of the powers. It's just that in this case, we started off with something that looked like that, and we've written it as something that looks like this. So we've got 36 to the power of x is equal to 6 to the power of x plus 4. Now, 36 is just 6 squared. So this is 36 to the power of x. The reason I wrote it like this is I want to make the bases here the same so that I can make the powers the same. So the power here, this is just 6 to the power of 2x. This is the power to a power rule. So now that I have the bases the same, I can just ignore them. I can just get rid of them. I end up with 2x equals x plus 4. Simply subtract x from both sides, and you get x equals 4, and you're done. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.